I'm going to guess that your demographic skews a bit younger. I would say, especially for young men wanting to know style. And it seems to me like you are providing information that is kind of lacking in a lot of young people's lives these days. Basic grooming and confidence and manscaping. You know, these are kind of things that I think a lot of young people are just growing up not knowing that. So I think that you're really filling that gap.
You know, it's interesting because, you know, when I first started, I thought it was just going to be about style. Boys, you know what's up. You see what I'm doing here, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, let me talk about grooming. And so I'm like, you know, if I have a question, I'm very comfortable talking about whatever. We all up. I up, you up. And so I was like, let me talk about butt hair and what do you do? And but as the channel has evolved and I have evolved, it's kind of I sort of feel like I have a much larger responsibility now. Once I realize that people are actually listening to me and I have a unique opportunity to really sort of try to just be a positive voice in a world that's gone a little bit crazy. And I think that's one of the things that I try to do on my channel is just uplift people and help them feel good about themselves. Because if you do, everything in your life gets better. And so that's really kind of the angle that the channel has sort of taken, but it's kind of, it's the way I sort of get to that message is by, clickbait titles and crazy thumbnails nowadays, because that's kind of what you need to do in order to survive.
Yeah, some of your thumbnails can be on the edge there. I'm wondering, how far you're pushing that.
Yeah.
Like, I think today
I believe I saw a hot dog.
Yeah.
With you just holding a hot dog. And it's like, but the cool thing about this, and Chad and I were talking about this earlier, is that you sort of embrace the whole clickbait culture, but your audience is sort of on board with that because they know that, okay, this is Aaron, and this is actually, a lot of it is just so tongue in cheek that I think that they get it. And I think it's what works, and it's so funny because your personality is just so boom in your face,
over the top. Yeah, that's a personality flaw. It is, but I appreciate it.
Do you run into an issue of triggering filters? Like, do you walk that fine line? Do you design thumbnails, and even before it goes to a YouTube filter, you're just like, oh no, I gotta reel this one back.
Yeah, no, I see today's video is a perfect example. I'm holding a hot dog, right?
Right.
And it right out of the gate, great click-through rate. Everything was good. And then all of a sudden, and I'm like, oh, there it is. The algorithm or whatever, absolutely dinged that thumbnail. And so, it's one of those things where you never kind of know. I also did a video very similar to that as we speak is kind of going viral for me. It's the title is How to Make It Bigger. And I'm holding, in one hand, I'm holding like a big pickle. And then the other hand, I'm holding a little pickle. And I talk about surgical and non-surgical ways to make your manhood more manly. And that one, didn't trigger anything. It was really good out of the gate and it continued to be good. And now it's, about 40 days later and it's, caught that wave of YouTube love, which is great.
Well, the thing people need to learn, the cheap way, is that you got to trim the bushes to make the tree look bigger.
That's it. That's what I learned. It's all about. Thank you, Steve. You want a demo? And then we don't want to see that. We are just audio, right?
Love that line.